Okay, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be a video where we see how long it takes to create with no interruptions. So it's a raw, unfiltered video. So first of all, we'll set the press up because it takes a while for it to heat up. So we want 185 degrees Celsius and we want 100 seconds. We don't need one, but there we go. That's now set. And it's going to slowly heat up. I'll just twist that out of the way and get my gloves ready. So while that's heating up, I'll go to the computer. I've got my print already designed. If you would like to see me do a design and how I go about doing that, let me know in the comments and I'll try and do one. But this is a print for a family member for Christmas. So we've got it ready to print. So we'll just go to print, and there you'll see the design pop up. I'm going to have to add some ink soon, some black and some yellow. But if I quickly go to the printer, we can see black and yellow, still slightly more than what it shows on the computer, so it'll be okay for today, but it definitely needs some. So we're now printing. So slowly prints. We'll come back over to the heat press and we'll see where we are. 37, 38, so we've still got a good while to go. And we'll get the print. So you can see now it's printing out. This should only take a minute or so. So where are we now? 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. We'll come in and the print's looking okay. So if you look at the colour of the print here, when it comes out it should be a lot more vibrant, although this one is designed with slightly duller colours. A bit of a retro feel to this design. Won't be far off now. Quick check on the heat press. So 51. So the printing's done. Let me just set the camera down. Printer's done its thing, so we can turn that on. We've now got the print, and we'll get the metal. So we've got our metal. We'll take off the protective cover. And when you do this, you try not to touch the metal. You don't want to transfer any dust. In the light, we'll just check to see if it's as clean as we can get it. And that's looking okay. So what we now do is we put the metal face down. what I've done this time is I've printed slightly larger than needed, just so we can line it up a lot easier. We can check that it's equally distanced on both sides and the top and bottom. So that's looking okay. What we could do is get a ruler and measure, but that's looking pretty good to me. Right, we can now get the tape and some scissors. Normally I would trim the paper, but it's not taking up too much space this time, so it's not too bad. So I'll get this taped on. We've lost a little bit of time going getting the scissors, but always best to get everything ready. It's always easy to forget. And the tape, as I've mentioned before, is done just to stop the print from moving around, because that would affect the quality. So that's that done. I then need the print of my logo, and I am not sure if I have got any left, which is disappointing. I thought I did have. Let me just double check the temperature. So we're up to 101, so we're more than halfway there. I'll put the phone back. At what we're 7 minutes 48. We're not doing too bad. I was certain we had a few more left. This is the problem with tidying up. Let me just move this out of the way. It's not looking good. Why you should always check things before starting. One final check. No, look. Fortunately, it's just a print for a gift, so it's not as important. So we will just have to forego the. We'll just have to forego the logo. Right. So So we've got the press. So we've got the sheet underneath, which isn't as important with the paper being so large, it covers it anyway. We then get the sheet on top, and that just helps prevent any of the ink getting on the press. Well, it's not ready yet. We're 132, so that gives me a few minutes just to have one final check. And it also shows why I need another table. And then I can have things all lined up correctly. But needs must. We're at 140 degrees, so another 45 to go. And we're at 11 minutes and 39 seconds. Obviously at this part of the video, I'll just speed it up slightly, so you're not just hanging around seeing nothing. I'll just get things set up. So I've got my gloves. I'll get a heat-proof mat to rest the print on once it's finished. And these are just some simple silicone coasters. And we are all set, barring the temperature. We're at 150, so you can see it takes quite a while to heat up. Ideally, you'd have more than one print, so as soon as it's heated, you can just do a batch of designs one after the other. But in this case, this is just a quick video with just the one print. We will just wait for it to heat up. So I've got my hanger bracket. And my shadow gap pieces all ready. It might be that I got rid of the few logos I had left. I was going to redo it, get the website name underneath rather than just the logo. That's probably where they've gone. Another 20 degrees, maybe another minute or so. So while we wait, so just some stickers I've been working on. Just as some examples, some football stickers, and these ones here are some stickers for English teaching. Obviously we've seen the designs before of some previous prints. Let's see where we are. 168. Not far off now. Bit blustery today. But this window's a north facing window, so we get some good light in here, some good natural light, which is why I've decided to have this room as the studio. 16 minutes, we're at 172. So we won't be far off 20 minutes to go from pressing print to the finished product, which is quite impressive. And obviously if we were doing more than one print, we'd be printing at the same time while we're waiting for the heat press. Then we'd be able to get through the pressing quickly, so it would bring that time down. But as a one-off, 20-25 minutes is going to be pretty good. $177. Let me just get the camera set up ready. When it's at temperature, you should hear an alarm, and then we'll swing it round and press it down. So we're 180. What's the betting that once it's done, I find the spare logos, but that's sod's law. 181 up to 182. So any time now, we'll swing it round and press. And there we have the buzz. Just to prove it where we are. So we're at 185. And the countdown begins. Again, I'll speed this process up so we're not stood here for a minute and a half. Again, once it gets close to the time, we will have a buzz to let us know. So we get our heat-proof gloves on, because it will be very hot. What I also should say is and I'll show you. We have the window open to get some ventilation, because it does provide a little bit of fumes, which is quite smelly. So anytime now. So Oh, there's the alarm. Sometimes it sticks. Just pull it down, swing it round, and just remove the print. Have that cooling, and we're not using the press again, so I will just turn it off. And now we just wait for the print to cool. I'll remove the paper. Ideally, you leave it till it's cooled fully. But if you've got long enough nails, you can just get out the edges and do. But it is very, very hot. So that's ready. Once it's cooled down, okay. It's still hot to touch. I'll keep my gloves and we'll have the big reveal. So, there you have it. While that's cooling, I'll get the hanger plate on and then I'll do a full reveal on the wall. With the hanger plate, it's just some adhesive backed plate. Should take the top cover off. Because there's quite a distance, it doesn't matter if it's slightly out of centre. Ideally, it is centred, but you can always adjust it on the wall. Make sure I get the top of the photo. I am going to 3D print something so I can make sure it is dead level. And then similar with these bottom pieces, it does take the tape off. Which is sometimes easier said than done. Started to cool down now. So there's the design. Let me hang it up and then I'll pan to the wall. The big reveal. Edinburgh. A bit of a retro design. Edinburgh Castle on the hill and the narrow streets of Edinburgh. I will be putting this up on my website for sale if you would like to purchase it. If you would like your own city doing in similar style, let me know and I will look at doing that for you. But where are we now? 25 minutes and 40 seconds. I won't do a wrap up for this one, but thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye.